Things unsettle a bit. The Orange likes to take advantage of that when possible. Joel White, the freshman from Portland, New York, has jumped in on the play, number 11. Great long stick defensive midfielder for Syracuse. And he scored a few times this year. Final moments. First quarter from Foxborough. Brooks behind the cage, tries the quick stick again, ball loose. Kelly goes for it, grabs it. 6-foot pole, under 10 seconds left in the quarter. Fired downfield by Virginia, anyone's ball. Guadagnolo grabs it, and that should do it for our first quarter. Early on, Brendan Luft has made it 2-1 Syracuse. But the defensive midfield charging back for Virginia. Barrow and Popper, Talon. Can Hopkins or anyone stop Duke?
We'll see. Both teams back in their hotels right now. They'll get the police motorcade over. It's an exciting time for those athletes. And the pressure, can you say the pressure's on Duke in that game? I'm not sure. I think both teams have a mutual respect that we sense this week. I just think Duke's team speed may make the difference in that ball game. This game, statistically, out of hand right now in favor of Syracuse. Shot differential. Saves the only thing that's keeping Virginia in this game, because look at the face-offs. Danny Brennan continues to dominate possession time.
Bud Petit, first career start in the national semifinals. A player who actually quit Virginia's team briefly in 2006. Thought he should be the starter back then. It was Kip Turner who led that squad to an undefeated national championship. Walked into Dom Starcher's office, had that long sheet of reasons he should be the starter. The coach said, Bud, you're number 2. And Bud Petit stormed out of the office in tears, ripped up the sheet, said he quit. His dad came up from Richmond, their hometown, said, you've got to stick with it because I have hotel reservations for the next game. Lavelle denied. Bud Petit asked for forgiveness from his coaches, and the captains of that year's team got back on the squad. And now 24 years old, 5th-year senior, a grad student, is starting in the semis and stops the shot there. Not a lot of steam on Hardy's shot.
Studio arts major is Bud Petit, emotional, artistic, and there's something about the way he's playing that's been inspiring to his teammates. Every time we bring up his name to head coach Dom Starcher, he says, our players love Bud. They sense that this is the last time he'll be able to go through this, and they sense a certain urgency in the way he prepares and plays.
And he has 6 saves today for Virginia, as Quint said. The field has been tilted in the direction of the Syracuse offense, but if not for Bud Petit, they might be way behind this game.
Yeah, kind of similar to what you saw last week against Maryland. Virginia has been a slow starting team in the playoffs. First round against UMBC in Charlottesville. They sleptwalked through the first half. Last week against the Terps, they were no-shows coming out of the locker room. Same thing in that first quarter. They're lucky Petit did show up and that their shooters converted on 3 of 4.
Maryland crushed Virginia, the ground ball category last week, 19-2 in the first half. Amazing. Bratton passing to Carroll, lost the handle between the wickets, out of bounds, and Syracuse will get it back. Let's go back down to Ron.
Starcher was talking to his 2 players, his defensive midfielders, Dan Hardy. He was saying to them that they needed to get more hands on Dan Hardy and Stephen Brooks earlier in Syracuse possessions. He felt they were getting too much room to roam, and he wanted them to get hands on 22 and 44 in particular, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Key matchups, Rob, to watch. Dom Starcher very optimistic when we spoke with him this week, as Miller can't bring in that pass. Turnover, and Virginia gets it back.
You know, Rob makes a great point, and that's what makes Hardy and Brooks so difficult to cover. Like a basketball player, you have the inside-outside game. You know, the tendency is to back in off of Brooks and Hardy, and they take that outside shot, and both guys can shoot the ball around 100 miles an hour. So you've got to get out and play them, get in their hands, crowd their space, and then you have to know and trust your defense that helps coming.
Dom Starcher, in covering several of his games this year, has told us how determined his squad has been. After last year's first-round ouster at the hands of Delaware at Gillette Stadium on the Virginia campus in the NCAA tournament. Different story this year, hung on barely against UMBC, then overtime win past Maryland last week. That's why they're here in the semifinals. Riding their quarterback and point guard, who was a great basketball player at Georgetown Prep in the D.C. area, played with Roy Hibbert, a Georgetown big man star.
Also played with Rice Moss, who ended up playing football at Syracuse University, wide receiver position. But Gladding, a talented point guard. And he plays lacrosse the same way. The question mark's on Glad, and quite frankly, his toughness. Is he willing to pay the price inside and get buried for a goal?
Penalty flag down, Gladding. Spin, shoots, and scores. One net for Danny Gladding, going high on Galloway. A second flag flies. What a shot.
Babe. 2 fouls. 42 orange on the slash, 9 orange on the cross check.
Got 2 flags.
42 and 9.
2 penalties. He answers the question right here. Take that extra step to greatness. Gets cross-checked in the head and buries the ball past a John Galloway right now. Syracuse's goalie, who's clearly struggling. Terrific body control to be falling to the turf. Generate the shot. This will be a man-up face-off for Virginia.
Key moment for the Orange because the extra man is tops in the nation. John Desko knows he's facing a difficult unit here for Virginia. They've been so efficient.
Now, they don't send Danny Brennan out for their man-down face-off. Matt Abbott will take this draw for Syracuse.
Cavaliers nearly 52% on the extra man. Abbott doesn't take the draw. Delay of game call procedure. Virginia triggers. They're up 2 men here, 6-on-4. 2 penalties simultaneous, both against the Orange.
2 men.
And the top-ranked EMO unit will try to click here against Syracuse. Orange on the ropes a bit in the second quarter of our semifinal game. There takes on the victor of Hopkins Duke to follow. The man-up numbers. Back on March 1st, the 14-13 overtime win for Virginia. Lomedy some room. Instead, fires top of the box. Carroll works out, Gladding another shot. Ripped it, but just missed the target off cage. And it's held on by UVA.
Whistle from Kevin O'Leary on the near side. What makes this man up so dangerous is the passing skills. These Virginia players throw the ball on a frozen rope.
30-30, right. Right. Illegal procedure, 30 seconds. It's not supposed to be on the field.
Guadagnolo was on the field. And he was one of the original guys who got the foul prior to the Gladding goal. So now look at this extra man scenario, Dave. We haven't seen this in a while. 6-on-3 potential. That's 10 on 7.
No, it's 6-on-4.
Oh, now they're saying 6-on-4.
Hey, Ford, take it outside.
White outside the box, please.
Hey, KO, do we have to wait on time on the clock?
KO's Kevin O'Leary, our referee. On-field officials are Mike for sound. Wow. 6-on-4 continues. Lomedy missed the target. Syracuse sits 2 players in the box here. Gavin Gill plays a lot of extra man. Gets the feed down low. Cross crease pass deflected. And here's Danny Gladding again. On that right wing for Rubier. Billings, the sharpshooter from Canada. Gladding. Billings again. Good ball work. 1 penalty clears in front. Post. Gavin Gill on the quick stick. Good break for Syracuse. Final moments of the man up. Cashing in Carroll.
Go. Leave it.
14th man up goal of the year for Brian Carroll.
All even, B.
Big shot.
Really took off this season.
Big shot, Brian Carroll. Game winners against Syracuse in the first game. As you see Nims rattle the post. Carroll stationed in the middle of the field. And there's the celebration afterwards. Carroll, as you said, he's been the guy in the middle of their 3-3 set all season. Game-winning goals against Johns Hopkins and Syracuse. He's been clutch.
Flag flies again. Another delay of game is called here.
And all of a sudden, a Syracuse team that dominated the first 15 minutes of this contest, now they're starting to make mental mistakes. Penalties, delay of games, a bad substitution. They're clearly rattled after playing so well. They should have led this game after the first quarter.
And now Brennan's got to sit on the technical delay of game call for 30 seconds. They're man down again for the next 30. Technical violation against the Orange. They are reeling right now. At one point they led this game 2-1 when Loftus tallied about 8.5 to go in the first quarter. They have not scored since. And Virginia has rounded off 4 straight goals. Billings, Lomedy, look at the ball work by Virginia. Crisp around the perimeter of the box. Here's Lomedy. Works off for Gavin Gill. Lomedy, the transfer from Duke. Rubier, Gladding, little bounce pass on the field turf surface. Gill from about 7 yards. The Sizzler is off target. And we're back to 6-on-6 lacrosse.
Virginia keeps it simple. The accuracy of their passing and how hard they throw the passes make the difference for the extra man unit. They zip the ball to one another.
Key point of the game so far, no question. The early barrage, Bud Petit and the Virginia defense able to withstand. Now Syracuse collapsing a bit with some mental mistakes, taking some bad penalties. Orange hasn't had the ball in a long time here. Rubier charging in. And the charismatic leader for this Virginia team, long-time star at Virginia, whose college career almost didn't get going. Car accident when he was in high school. Gladding feeding in front, trying to get to Carroll, ball loose, picked up by Gill.
Virginia using the pick game behind the goal to change matchups and to cause confusion defensively. The two-man play.
Gill with it, here's Lomedy. Says his decision to transfer from Duke after all the turmoil there was a difficult one. Dom Starsia, who's been openly against the NCAA allowing a 5th year for those players at Duke, did take Peter Lomedy on his roster, and he's been a key factor this year.
All right, back here. Back here.
Gladding, left-hand cradle, trying to get free. Double team by Syracuse, good slide. As the Orange tries to stop Virginia's leading scorer.
It's in! You got it, Tommy!
Lomedy again. Top of the box. Spin move. Gets free shoot. Sends it wide. Backed up by Billings.
Right there, right there.
ABC is your destination for the NBA playoffs. Tonight, Celtics, Pistons, Game 3, Eastern Conference Finals.
He's set on that pick.
The Celtics trying to get that road win. And Virginia looking good to get a win here today.
Good talk.
Garrett Billings gets free in front.
Face-off differential in the first quarter kept Syracuse in this ball game. All of a sudden, Virginia possessions equal goals. Billings turning the corner right-handed. No double team is there. And again, he just beats Galloway stick side high. Watch Galloway drop his hands. And that's just a little fatal hitch. As a goaltender, you have to take away high, and you have to take away the near post.
White.
Comes Virginia again. The roll continues here for the Cavaliers. They are red hot. Billings is first. He's right behind Gladding in terms of the scoring lead. Gladding continues to crank up the numbers here. This is all Virginia after a good Syracuse start. They scored 5 straight. What can Syracuse do here, Quinn?
Well, they got to win some face-offs. Brennan was controlling the draws in that first quarter, and all of a sudden now the ball's with the team in white. Both these offenses should be able to score.
Billings bidding for another. It is backed up by Syracuse. The Orange takes over here. Down by 4 all of a sudden. Brendan Loftus, a last tally for Syracuse to make it 2-1 with about 9 to go in the first quarter. That's been it. Smith upfield, good clear to Joel White, the freshman from Portland High School, south of Syracuse. Plays back for Hardy. He is from Tully, just south of the city of Syracuse as well. Great player in high school. Taking on the challenge of wearing number 22 in an orange uniform. The Powells, Gary Gate, Charlie Lockwood. The all-time greats of the game to play for the Orange. And Dan told us yesterday he's enjoyed the heat you get sometimes from being number 22. A lot of pressure on the youngster from Tully.
I wasn't sure Syracuse was going to give the number out. And early on in his career, Hardy did struggle with the fact that he wears that number.
LaBelle, here's Hardy, gets free, shoots, and sends it just wide. Ball was tipped, not out of bounds. Kelly, a battle with it with LaBelle, ball loose. And it'll be Virginia's chance to clear. Kelly, he told us last week, really got going in lacrosse because some friends were playing. He was a baseball player growing up, hurt himself. Here he is, number 33 in white. Had a shoulder problem in high school. Picked up the game of lacrosse for the first time. Couldn't handle the short stick, but was pretty good with a long pole. Got discovered at the 205 prospect camp. Timeout called by Virginia, and that's where Matt Kelly was noticed for the first time in College Park, Maryland by coaches like Dom Stargey. He and his Cavaliers are rolling right now. They've scored 5 straight in the national semifinals. At the moment, dominant over Syracuse.
It all starts
Will Barrow scoring in transition. It was a first quarter dominated by Syracuse. They led 2-1. Bud Petit making plays, and here comes Virginia. Gladding, Carroll, and Billings in the second quarter. They've scored 5 straight. They've won 3 out of the last face-offs, and all of a sudden the Cavaliers are awake after another sluggish start.
Lavelle and Loftus tally for Syracuse. We take our look with Sky Camp. First time covering Division I lacrosse with our Sky Camp technology. We'll have it all weekend long here at Foxborough. There's an excellent crowd starts to file in. First time ever held in the Boston area, the championship weekend.
Late arriving crowd, a lot of tailgating activities in the parking lot.
Look at Ken Clausen, Virginia defender. See the long hair that Clausen's got. He's told us this year he plans to shave his head when the season's over and donate his hair to Locks of Love. Excellent cause. Ken from just outside Philadelphia, huge Eagles fan. That's Donovan McNabb, the former Syracuse quarterback. Well, he's been effective against McNabb's alma mater here. The Orange just can't get any possession time. Can't score if you don't have the ball. The Cavaliers are smothering Syracuse at the moment. Billings was free. Good feed, Lombardi. Couldn't tee it up, though, on a quick stick.
Free. That was an understatement. Yeah, he was wide open.
Alone.
Communication error by a Syracuse defense this year that has communicated much, much better than they did a year ago.
Bud Petit 6 saves to Galloway's 2 for Syracuse so far. John Carrozza helped the clear for the Orange.
Important possession. Syracuse would like to chip away at this lead before the halftime.
Syracuse is explosive. They scored the 2nd most goals per game in the nation behind Duke. More than 13 for the Orange per outing. Can make it take it with their great face-off man, Danny Branning. They can't get anything going right now. Brooks trouble, sideline, bumps. Nizelek and Shamel Bratton thought that Virginia had a chance to get it back.
I love the hustle from Shamel Bratton. He's hounding Brooks. Brooks goes to scoop it, and Shamel said that he made contact with the stick and not the ball. The Brattons are the future of Virginia lacrosse. Where they will be outstanding in the future, Dave, is on defense and in transition. This year, they're really being played only as offensive players.
Will Barrow, who has scored 1 goal for Virginia, told us this week, when we spoke with him, that he had a long chat with Shamel Bratton about what to expect championship weekend. Will Barrow, of course, won a championship for the Cavs in 2006. Big crowds, lots of media coverage, NFL Stadium. Different than the normal lacrosse setup for sure. Nims missed the target. Backed up by the Cavaliers. Good effort. Matt Kelly uses that football running back speed. Closest to it across the end line in lacrosse. If you're closest to a shot, your team gets it back. And here is the aforementioned Will Barrow. Good speed. He'll cruise into the box. Again, the Orange comes up empty. They're in trouble, Quint.
To me, it's got to be their midfield dodgers. Right now, Hardy's drawing the long pole. It's really going to be up to Brooks and Loftus to make penetration and draw the double teams. Clausen should take Lavelle out of the offense. So, to me, it's got to be midfield scoring for Syracuse.
Ramel Bratton, Shamel's identical twin brother, on the field now.
And when you don't make saves, John Galloway's only made 2, you don't get transition.
John Galloway known as one of the top clearing goalies with both hands. He's so effective in the nation, not just among freshmen, but hasn't had the chance yet, not making the saves.
Best I've seen in a decade. His passing skills are insane. He can throw 60-yard passes. on target with either hand.
Let's go back down to Rob.
Dave, after the 5th UVA goal, the Virginia bench started talking a lot about John Galloway, the Syracuse goalie, and a lot of them started saying, we don't think he's seeing the ball very well. So that is the rap right now on the Virginia bench. They think they've got a goalie who's not seeing it well. Let's not forget, he's a freshman, and this is a tough place to play, a big crowd, a lot of white shirts out there.
Different atmosphere, Rob, certainly for John Galloway, the freshman for Syracuse. We spoke to him this season, talked about some big games he played in high school, but nothing like what he was facing when he was a West Genesee Wildcat. At the high school level, this is much different. NFL Stadium, big crowd. He did play at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, home of the Ravens Face-Off Classic. His home field is the Carrier Dome. It sits about 45,000 for football. But this is different, and this is the national semifinals. So far, Virginia's had the best of the freshman netminder. Rubier tries again. There's a save by Galloway. Didn't have it clean, though. 7th save first half for Galloway.
And that's where confidence can come from. A Rubier shot that was not well designed. And that's got to be the spark. What's going through your mind as a goalie playing on this big stage is just the next play. Forget about the past, make the next stop. He's got to be feeling a little better about himself right now. 21-plus minutes here, Quint. No goals for Syracuse. Last, Brendan Loftus to give the Orange a 2-1 lead. And with just under 9 to go in the first quarter. Wow. Under 2 to go first half. Orange needs some momentum badly here. Abbott trying to change all that. To the alley dodge. Crisscrosses with Pat Parrott, the junior from Long Island. Here, Bud Petit shouting out defensive signals. The goalie for UVA. Lavelle right-hand cradle. That's by Clausen. Spin, shoots. Petit a piece of it. Anyone's ball near side. Who's closest to it? Syracuse keeps. Bud Petit has been razor sharp. I like the move from Lavelle. It's a low-risk, high-reward type move. He drives up right-handed, and keep in mind that Mike Lavelle's a natural left-hander, and then turns for his left-handed shot.
I'll bet Bud Petit is glad he came back to the team. He started this year as the backup to Adam Gittleman, a great freshman goalie as well. Middle of the season took over when Gittleman had trouble with Maryland, a game seen here on ESPN2.
Virginia looks like they're in their zone, Dave. They used some multiple defenses last week. Yes, they are in zone.
Under a minute to go in the half. Mims scores for Syracuse. Finally, the drought broken for the Orange. And
Less than a minute.
did John Desco's team ever need that one?
I'm not a big fan of switching defenses when everything has been going your way. Virginia goes to their 3-3 zone defense. Nizilik and Clausen are confused to their wing responsibility, and this is just too easy. Nims gets to the right wing, catches and fires, and that's a communication error. That's a role error defensively.
Brennan and Ince, they'll be head-to-head all day in the face-off X. Joe White overruns the ground ball, taken back by Virginia. Here's Mike Thompson, defensive midfielder. And a timeout called by Virginia here, their second and final play stoppage of the first half. Just 34 seconds to go in the opening half. From Foxborough, Kenny Nims has scored to bring Syracuse closer. Team to stay alive, force that third game.
Yeah, but that's a different pressure than the single elimination lacrosse format, Dave, where one bad quarter and you're sent to the exits. Virginia now off the timeout. Look for them to possess and take the last shot before halftime.
Dodge move at X. Guadagnolo trying to match up with Gladding. It's not easy. The one-handed shot tried, denied. Galloway a piece of it. Anyone's ball toward the end line. Virginia will keep it. With 22 seconds left in the half.
In the open, I talked about Danny Gladding, his ability behind the goal to create separation.
Final moments. Spin move, watched by Evan Brady, the captain. Billings, under 10 seconds to go in the half. Billings a pass. Feet on the far side. Shot whistled wide by Peter Lomedy with only 2 seconds to go in our opening half.
You got to whistle.
Easy! Easy!
Ladding's last-second effort intercepted by the goaltender John Galloway, and that will do it for the opening 30 minutes. From Gillette Stadium, the road to Foxborough complete for Peter Lomedy and the University of Virginia Cavaliers along with Syracuse. Hopkins and Duke, national semifinals. All UVA after a good start for the Syracuse.